Today we're doing the front left CV axle on my Sportsman 570. As you can see here, or maybe you can't see, I tore a boot. There's the angle. And well, I tore a boot and I taped it, so it's kind of holding up, but gotta change it. Got a new axle got it off Amazon, East Lake. So let's pray to God once I get this thing out, it's the right one, and it slides right back in. We'll kind of show you how it's done and what I do, and that's it. Let's get to it. So, start by taking the wheels off. Here's some of the tools. You don't need every single one I have, but you know this does help. If you have an impact, that's huge. A light hammer, basic wrenches, a socket set, all sorts of stuff. And one thing that also helps is make sure when you're working on Polaris that you have Torx bits, because there's a lot of Torx stuff. T25 is a common one. But yeah, we'll start by taking off the wheel and then kind of show you what's in there to get down to the axle. Well, I can't do this because I forgot I have a key, a special lug nut tool for this machine. So, gotta run to Mom and Dad's. I have a special tool to take my lug nuts out. This is back in my parents' house. My toolbox is still here. But let's see. Oh, that's not good. Huh. Oh, there it is. Yep, this puppy right here. It's like a spline, just like on a car or whatever. So, have to take that off. Okay, so now I have my adapter to that Fiasco. Put a socket on that, and we'll get the wheel off. So kind of things we're going to take off now is tie rod end right here, pop that off. Lower control arm mount, there's just a nut there, and we're going to swing that out of the way, swing this out of the way, and kind of get it from there. Oh, and also obviously the main nut for the axle shaft, so we'll work on getting that stuff off. Take our shield off. And we'll take this tie rod end off too. Oops. Hold back on it with something. I'm not sure if that's threaded. Oh no. There we go. Alright, so there's some washers here. Don't lose those. I'll put this hardware back on this nut. Let it hang out there, so we don't lose anything. Because this part is all done for now. turn that to the side. So now we're chilling. We gotta figure out, just for ha-has, I'm gonna try and hit it with a mallet and see what it does. Not a lot. Probably could just take this whole swing arm off. I've seen people do it like that before. Yeah, okay, you know what? We're gonna go with option B. So the other way to accomplish this is you can take the control arm off so you don't have to mess with this, because there's a rubber boot there that I don't want to hurt with my pickle fork. So instead I'm gonna take this bolt off and that bolt off and swing the whole thing out, with the A-arm still attached. So let's figure out what size wrench we need. I want to strip the bolt. 9/16. Well, I guess I'm gonna try and tighten this back end and see if I can break that one free and then spin it. All right, so I'm getting my ass kicked by this thing. I'm trying to get this bolt out. Oh, you fell down. You all right? Okay, I think you're good. Anyway, stick with us here. Let's see what you see. Oh, you got the prime view. Okay, so trying to get this goddamn thing out. But what's going on is it must be like both the bolts. Either I'm an idiot or both these bolts are going into one like shaft or something in the center. Because I can't get either one or the other to go. So now I'm going to try and get this one. So now it's going. Before, I didn't get it out this far. I think I just have to get past a certain point and it'll go. But now I'm worried that the one in the front here is not going to go. You guys are probably watching like, use the ratchet! Come on! Okay. So that's pretty much out. Let's see what this one does. Oh, actually, I think I'm getting it. Huh. So I don't know if it was just stuck, but in my experience, if you want to try and get the back one out first on the A-arm, because if you do the front one out first, I think each bolt goes into like a shaft in the middle that's threaded. So if you get the front one out, it just spins in place. I could be wrong, but now I got them both loose. They're coming, and we'll keep it posted. We'll get this thing off. All right. That's one way to do it. There's that. Messing around. So I have just the only way the strut is attached is by the podium up on the frame underneath the box. So we got the axle shaft exposed. I'm gonna try and pull this thing out. They say you just freaking grab on, push in, and pull. So I'm gonna do that. Well, that really sucks, because I just broke it. Damn it. So what happened is, because obviously this boot had tore. See if it focuses. This boot tore. See how the edges are all shot. And so inside there it got all messed up. So now when I try to pull it out, this half stayed in the differential. It's loose. I just have to figure out how I can pull it out. So guess we'll see what we can do. So just so you guys can understand kind of the issue I'm having. Here's the old one next to the new one. you know, the same, except, so right now, this part is still in the differential, so I gotta figure out a way to pull it out, because all it is on the inside is a C-clip, you know. So it's not like it's a terribly impossible thing to get done. It's just a way of getting it out. So we're gonna figure that out here. So bear with. What you can do is you take a muffler clamp, you weld it, you get like a chain, and you clamp it down on it. Then, you know, like exhaust clamp, then you can pretty much press on it, have a chain, and pull. There was some video on YouTube. I'll have to link it or something like that to give the guy the credit. I figured it out first. So I'm gonna try and do that. I'm just gonna measure exactly what the diameter of this is, and then once I kind of show you, it'll make more sense. So it's gonna be sick. All right, so here's a continuation. This video doing the axle shaft. As you can see, it's the next day. We got some rain, so we have a interesting setup here. But anyway, I did make a puller tool. I'll kind of show you guys this after I get this off. I haven't tried it yet, but it's just an exhaust clamp. I got this from AutoZone. It was like all the other, like this chain kit. It's for some part of a hitch. This is like 13 bucks, and the exhaust clamp was like 2 bucks. So, you know, super cheap, under $20 for a little puller. We're gonna see if it works. I'm gonna, you know, what's doing is I have it clamped down onto the remaining part of the shaft, and I have this chain in here. So I'm gonna figure out a way to, you know, pull it off. And yeah, we'll see. I'll probably just do it off camera. I haven't done it yet. I gotta figure it out, and then just let you guys know how I did it. Okay. All right, guys. So happy to say that this was successful. You know, as you can see, there's the differential there. Kind of what I did is I held back. You know, my original plan was to use this 3/8 threaded rod and nut and washer, and kind of like, you know, hold the chain with one hand and then pull this back and act as a slide hammer. Well, that didn't really work because there's no weight besides my hand whacking on it. So what I did is I held it taut, and in my left hand I held this, you know, this pickle fork, and used as a hammer, just smashed. And after a few times, just like probably 3 times, it popped right out. You know, as you can see, it was in there like that. So I had my puller kind of set up, pulling it tight, and just whacked it. So the thing worked pretty awesome. It was a homemade custom tool. I'll probably keep this for the next time I'm doing this, but all that's holding it in there is just that little C-clip, and this is supposed to be greased up. It's kind of dry. This is only a 2018 with like 500 miles on it, so I'm gonna put a lot of never sees in it, and yeah, definitely put this tool on the shelf. Save it for another time. Pretty crude, pretty ugly, but it worked pretty awesome for me. And if you guys are curious, this is a 2.5-inch muffler clamp. You know, get it from O'Reilly's, AutoZone, wherever. That's just what I found worked for me. So quick, easy, simple trick, real cheap. And yeah, let's move on with the project, get the new one in. You won't be able to hear me because the rain noise, but whatever. So what I'm doing though is I'm filling the differential it never sees. I don't know if you're supposed to do this. I really don't care. I just don't like stuff that's stuck. You know, it's going to be in there for probably a while, probably another 500 miles. And so that's what I'm doing, because I want it to come out one day when I have to do this again. And I'll pop the new one in. All right, got the new one in. You kind of, it's that C-clip, so you line it up, and you kind of got to, you know, just push on it, and it will go in. You might have to wiggle it up and down, just push it. It'll go right in. There's no kind of particular way to do it or whatever. Also, on these splines in the hub, I put never sees on that too, because the same thing. I want that to come out one day as well. So now I'm gonna put the A-arm back on, put the steering linkage back on, and we'll be kind of rolling from there. So things are looking good. We're kind of just skipping through everything. We got steering on, A-arms in. You guys don't really need to see this if you were there for taking it out. You should be able to put it back in. But important stuff, torque specs for the ball joint and the axle shaft. Axle shaft's gonna be 70 foot-pounds, ball joint's gonna be 25. So we'll do that quick, and then that's pretty much gonna be it besides putting our shield on. That's kind of the whole job. So let's get that on real quick and we'll check in. All right, she's all back together. Everything's back on. So all in all, that wasn't really too bad of a job to do. The only speed bump I had was trying to get the axle shaft out once it's split. That kind of sucked. But besides that, really not that hard. If you just have some basic tools, you can do it no problem. So total cost of this job was about 80 bucks because I already had, well, plus the puller I had to make. So about 100 bucks to do this job, which is, not bad. So that's pretty much it, guys. We'll see ya.